Always forget to turn that mic on. How about that? Matt joined. Good morning. Martina joined. Good morning. Corey joined. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Oh, we got a full house here on Halloween. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody, if it's your first time here, if you'd like to join the fan club, it's free. Just send me one of those heart me deals, and that will add you to our fan club. And it's Halloween. We made it to Friday. Can you believe that? We got a few little Halloween facts to share with you today. Lori Beth joined. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Got that initial boost and it scared them off. Oh, Dog Lover joined. Good morning. Ellen joined. Sherry Williams Sims just joined. How you doing? How do I wake up? One eye at a time. Wake up so chipper. Well, I got up about 4:30, so it's been a little over an hour, and I've had a little bit of coffee. But yeah, my family asks me that same question all the time. How do you get up so chipper? I don't know. I always like to start the day with a smile, and just makes my day go a whole lot better. Hey, Casey, good morning. How y'all doing? Sorry I missed y'all yesterday. Kind of as a pun, I had fallen and I couldn't get up. And that's kind of a joke and kind of not a joke. I was out working on a project and had been down on my knees for a little while. And when I tried to stand up, I kind of face planted into the floor, and I couldn't put any weight on my right leg, which is my bad knee. And so, yeah, there you go. And of course, I was here all by myself, so I had to drag myself around to get something to pull myself up so I could make it in the house. But yeah, so that's what happened. And then I had to go to the doctor, and I got to follow that up with another doctor's appointment on Monday. So bad knee, but it's that's all it is. So didn't mean to worry everybody, but yeah, join the fan club. Send me your email. I'll try to send out warnings next time. Oh, it's great. I mean, we made it to Friday, and that's always a plus. The little ghosts and goblins are going to be out tonight getting their candy. Speaking of candy, let's see here. I didn't do a question of the day. I took the whole day off yesterday. I didn't post anything, I don't believe. Maybe one thing. Thank you for the likes. If you're new here, let us know where you're from. Always like to hear people. We have people joining us all the way from Australia. Alyssa joined. Good morning. Is everybody ready for Halloween? I mean, are you a Halloween fanatic person? Some people they go all out. They dress up. I mean, it's like they tell me all the time it's probably their funnest. Praying it's very temporary. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they keep talking about wanting to do a knee replacement, but every time I go in, they just stick that needle in that knee joint and pump it up with some steroids and cortisone, and we'll see you in a few months next time it flares up. So I don't know what they're going to say this time. This is a little bit different than the last time. I don't know if I either tore a tendon behind the knee or the doctor said it could be another meniscus tear. So I don't know, but they don't really fix meniscus tears much anymore. All of those things could be caused by the arthritis and stuff. So who knows? Guy joined. Mike Hagan just joined. Troy Cooper joined. Or they're driving by. I'm not sure. If you're just doing a drive-by, roll down the window and say, hey. Yeah, so I have a lot of friends and stuff. And they get, even adults, I mean, they get all dressed up, go to these big Halloween parties. And I mean, it's a big whoop-de-doo for them. Not so much for me. I remember going trick-or-treating when I was a kid, and it was fun. But I've always looked at Halloween, that's for little kids. And really, I mean, when I say little kids, I mean, by the time you get out of elementary school, you should be done trick-or-treating. And by middle school, for sure. Some of the older kids that trick-or-treat, they're really out just looking to be mischievous. So anyway, that's not for me. So let me know. Are you one of those people that like to dress up and go to Halloween parties and do that kind of stuff? Trevon, Banana 06. It hurts to stand up. Yeah, I can't put any weight on that leg. So yeah. Mama do bad. Thank you for joining. I like that handle. That's pretty cool. The trick or treat to keep you from starving these days. Yeah. Well, I think the trick or treat is Big Squirrel. How about that one? That's a good one. ZZ Road King. How about, yeah. I bet ZZ Road King, are you still there? Do you like ZZ Top or what? Jeffrey User. Got a lot of drive-bys this morning. Y'all stay. We're gonna have fun. I've got some Halloween stuff going on this morning. I wish I'd have planned this out better. I could have turned the lights down low and put a mask on so you didn't know who I was. That's the extent of it. Yeah, I hear you, Matt. Taco Bell. That's a good handle. No matter if we trick or treat, at least we can agree Trump's a terrible person. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, that's for sure. DJ, yeah. DJ, Sago, join. Thanks everybody for joining this morning. I know it's bright and early, but anyway, so let's. I didn't do a question of the day yesterday, and so I was sitting here this morning about 5 o'clock when I sat down, and I was like, what? I know it's Halloween. And, what are we going to talk about today? So here's my first question of the day, just for my live audience. Does anybody know, without looking it up, don't Google it, does anybody know where Halloween originated? Anybody at all? If you're new here and you can answer that question and you're right, I'm going to pin you to the top. Everybody's going to go give you a follow, providing you're not a bot. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for following. Junior just joined. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Melissa Schmidt just joined. Hey, Melissa, how's it going? Fluke's back. That's a good one. I haven't seen any Halloween handles. So none of you answered. None of y'all are. Nobody's crazy. All just super crazy about Halloween, and that's not your favorite time of the year. I mean, I like the time of the year because it's football season, and we're feeling some fall weather. It's cooling down finally, and in Texas, I think it was 40s or 50s some this morning. So that part I like. Crystal just joined. Hey, Crystal, how's it going? Okay, so I think I gave enough time to answer that question. So do you realize that Halloween is one of the oldest celebrated I don't really want to call it a holiday because I don't look at it as a holiday, but it started over 2,000 years ago. The Celtics over in Ireland, and that's where it started at. And it was a celebration. They believed back then that on October the 31st, that there was a blur in the lines between present world and ghost, and that line disappeared, allowing ghost and stuff to cross over and be seen here on this earth. And so what they would do is they dressed up with animal hides and lit bonfires and all that fun stuff to scare away all the ghosts. And that's where it started. And then, a few years later, it moved to America, and that's where it became kind of a holiday. So how about that? I didn't even know that. I had to read up for sure. Okay, back to where I was. Got a lot of notes here. I'm just kind of looking over. So does anybody have any special Halloween parties or anything planned? If you have little kids, are you taking your little kids trick-or-treating tonight? If you notice, I don't have my cup because I couldn't hold my coffee cup and exactly. I was trying to find the exact quote that I read. Where was it? Yeah, so the ancient Celtics, it was a festival, and it was called Sow-in, and it was celebrated in Ireland and the UK and northern France. And it was on October the 31st. And the reason they did it then was because that was the end of the harvest season, right before what they considered winter to start. So, yeah. Jimmy D's in the house. Jimmy D must have had to wear a Halloween costume. Thanks, Jimmy, to get away from the boss today so he could sneak out and join the live. I hope everybody wish Jimmy D a happy Halloween. Go follow him. There you go. Indulgences and hiding. Yeah, I know you've been hiding. Where's Elvis? You never know. I think he's in Mississippi somewhere. Always have a costume on. Oh, that's funny. Oh, Z joined. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So everybody, don't forget, if you're new here, comment, engage. I'll pin you to the top. Follow, so you get follows in return. And then Christianity came about. I always like to talk about Christianity. And just to let everybody know, if you don't know, Ed has a Bible study on Thursday nights at 6:30 Central Standard Time. So if you'd like to join, come join us. The group's kind of growing, and I'm glad to see that. And Ed does a really, what I consider a phenomenal job teaching and talking about stories and things in the Bible. So that's always fun. So when Christianity came across, they created All Saints Day on November the 1st to honor the saints and martyrs. And then the modern traditions. Does anybody know when Halloween started to be celebrated in the Americas? And thus was the birth of the Lutheran and other Protestant churches. Yeah, exactly. So it was the 1800s when Halloween made its way to North America. And that's actually when, they started, having traditions with costumes, dressing up and parties and trick-or-treating and jack-o'-lanterns and all of that. That all started then. But if you didn't know that when you celebrate Halloween, it is one of the oldest like I said, I don't like to call it a holiday. I'd say a celebration or tradition around. So yeah, there you go. And let's see what else. Oh, that was the other thing. When it first came to the United States, they didn't do trick or treating. Trick or treating didn't become popular until the 1930s. So a little history there on Halloween. I don't want to say Eve because it's actually Halloween Day today. Um, so anyway, do you all have your candy and you're all ready for the little? So where I live in a neighborhood, there's a elementary school like probably 3 blocks from here. So of course, this neighborhood has a lot of elementary age kids, and we're surrounded by other neighborhoods who also their elementary kids go to that school. So we usually have. I mean, it's not unusual for us to have 100, 150 kids come by the house on Halloween night for candy. So we always go outside because we found it easier than having them come up on the patio and ring the doorbell, and then the dogs lose their mind and all of that. So we set up out on the sidewalk, and I think the parents like it better too because it's kind of become. If you go through our neighborhood, you'll see a lot of people. If they're set up for trick or treaters, they go out and sit at the end of their driveways so that parents can be right there with their little ones, and the little ones seem to not be so scared. And then as it gets dark and the little bitties go home, then the little mischievous ones come out. And I have a few neighbors that really get into it. The guy next door has a big smoke machine, sets up a cardboard casket looking thing with a electronic dummy in it, and he just scares the crap out of the kids. Of course, all the kids know he does it now, so they all just line up over there, and he's always got something to scare them with. But yeah, it's funny. Some realize that it's just funny, and there's a few that he scares and they start crying. So I was like, oh man. But he always goes out and lets them know, hey, this is not real. It's okay. But he makes them go stick their hand in the casket to get candy, and then he's got some little something in there. He'll hit them with some smoke or something to scare them off. But it's fun. It's fun to see him do it. Chaos just joined. Good morning. Yeah, can you believe it's already the last day of October? This last month just seems to have flown by. And our next wonderful holiday, probably the one that I enjoy the most, is Thanksgiving Day, and here in November, and then boom, Thanksgiving seems to a lot of times bleed right into Christmas. There's not much of a break there. So then we celebrate Christmas and then New Year's. Then it's back to the regular months again. So would anybody say that Thanksgiving is one of their favorite holidays? I think it's one of mine. And I like it because because family gather and there's traditions. Halloween's not really a tradition for me, but like I said, some people really like it. Treville, Mr. Flores, good morning. Thank you for joining. R. Ross just joined. Thank you. Yeah, so Halloween today, and then right around the corner will be Thanksgiving, where a lot of families get together and we celebrate. Tell God all the things that we are so thankful for that He provides. So, yeah. And guess what? It's Friday. Everybody's excited about Friday. I am. It's been one of those weeks, so I'm definitely ready for Friday and the weekend, I think. And okay, so let's see, 7 people. Okay, so we got 7 people on. I guess it's true. Nobody joins lives on YouTube. So either that's the case or they don't like getting up this early. One of the two. I'm not sure. But nobody's on from YouTube, so I'm gonna watch over here and just take care of the people that are here. Okay, so question for question. Anybody, you can ask any question of me that you want, just as long as it's appropriate. And it doesn't matter who wants to go first. Hey, Nikki. Good morning. What's my favorite Halloween story? And I'm not a real big Halloween. I mean, maybe a movie with the Jamie Lee Curtis movies, I guess. Or could be the like I said, you stumped me there. Do you like cold weather? I love cold weather, but I like hot weather too. Just depends. When it's been 100+ degrees, then you like the cold weather because it's just a relief. You don't walk outside and you're not soaking wet with sweat in 5 minutes. But then after a month or two of that cold weather, and the thing I don't like about cold weather is the days are short. And so in the evening, if you work all day, you leave it. If you leave early in the morning, it's dark outside, and you come home and it's dark outside. So it's a lot of darkness, and I like a little more daylight. I like to, be able to get out and do stuff. That's the one thing I like about summertime is it stays daylight so long. You don't like the cold at all. I know I work with some guys that, one guy, he does not like cold weather at all. He's already dressing just from the air conditioning. A lot of times he wears a hoodie, and when he comes to work and it's 90 degrees outside. That I don't understand. But hey, everybody's different and how their blood flows and keeps their body warm. And then the other guy, he doesn't like sunshine. He likes cold weather. He likes it to be cloudy and gloomy. That's what he says he feels most comfortable in. I don't like the extreme one way or the other. I'm kind of like, I'd like for it to be about 70 and sunny most of the time. That would suit me just fine. I don't want much, do I? But I tell you, have you ever been to California? Anybody ever been to California? In California, it really is certain times of the year. 70 just seems to be, it'd be like 72, 74 on a really warm day, maybe 76, but you got that cool breeze blowing off the ocean. Judy Ann just joined. Thank you for joining. And so, it's always pretty comfortable. And I prefer Northern California. If you've never been up in the redwoods, it's just gorgeous there. And certain parts of the Pacific Northwest are also really pretty. Matt, Cupertino, California, sunny 70, 250 days a year. Isn't that crazy? Wow. I wish I could say I've been to 48 states. I have not. I'm not a world traveler, you might say. The last time, we went on a cruise a couple years ago that left the U.S. But prior to that, we, my wife and I and some friends went to Zihuatanejo, Mexico for a week. That was the worst trip ever. My wife nearly died in Mexico before we could get her back to the United States. So since then, I said, I'm not really interested in vacationing outside the U.S. There's lots of things to do here in the U.S. So if you want to go on vacation, we're staying in the United States, and we let our passports expire, and we haven't used them since. Mm-hmm. You know, I think you have one of those kind of experiences. It's kind of like if you ever have had food poisoning in your life, and you remember how sick you are and whatever you ate that gave you that, or what you think you ate that gave you that food poisoning, you just don't eat it for maybe forever or maybe just for a while. Been to the UK, Canada, Mexico, Afghanistan, Iran. I've left nothing in the Middle East, nor do I have ever had any hankering to go to that part of the world. I'd like to go to Canada. I've had a couple of friends that live there. I'd like to see that part of the country. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind the UK so much, but people say that that the food there is terrible, or at least the ones that I know that have been there. Maybe it's not. Gabe just joined. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So it's Halloween, Gabe. What are you doing for Halloween? Edgar Birch, bro. What's up? Edgar, what are you doing for Halloween? Casey, what's wrong with your leg? Did you hurt it? Thank you, Matt. Appreciate the likes. Yeah. Just started last night. Well, darn, that ain't good. Went to South Africa in September. It was their spring. And it was in the 90s, Tawana. Wow. Morning, John. How you doing? All the way from Australia this morning. Long way. Apache Junction kid just followed. Thanks. I appreciate that. Thank you. Join the fan club. Just send them one of those little heart me things and add you to the fan club if you're interested. Thank you for the follow, though. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Good Friday from Arizona. What's the temp there, Apache kid in Arizona? Thank you, John. Appreciate that. John just joined the fan club. Everybody go follow John. He's from Australia. Show some love. Yeah, I don't have my regular coffee cup this morning. I kind of feel lost. This is my travel mug, and I was trying to figure out how I was, with two crutches, gonna get my coffee mug from the kitchen to my desk here without having it all over the floor. And so I decided to just go with the insulated carrier with the lid on it. It's about 60. Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. What's the temp supposed to be there? What's the high going to be in Arizona this morning or today? Just got another 3. Yep, thank you. Yeah, you bet. You bet, Casey. No problem. It's probably legs probably hurting from all that clutching. I forget though, a lot of 18 wheelers these days do have automatic transmissions, which definitely helps. Casey, does your new ride is it an automatic transmission or is it still shifting gears? No, it's funny. There's nobody on YouTube at all. Ghost. I think they must have something must have leaked out, and they knew we were going to talk about Halloween, so they didn't show up today. Not that I've had like a list of people over here, but a few have popped in and out. I never know. Nope, it automatically. Okay. When I worked for Coca-Cola, I drove, of course it was just here local, but everything they had was shifting gears, and in traffic around Austin, it was a pain, especially loaded. When they were empty, they weren't bad, but loaded, they could get really heavy. 79 today in Arizona, if anybody wants to know. I don't know what the high. I didn't watch the weather this morning. Hard to find a manual out there. Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it. It's just you got so many other things that you need. It's more platform, podcast, radio. Yeah. I agree. I agree with you. And for some reason, at least on my channel, a lot of it is. I have to do a lot of more short form, and kind of like what you do on TikTok. But I mean, you still have to have some long form stuff on YouTube, but where you really gain the watchers or attentions and follows seem to be from the shorts. So I always say, give them what they want. Question, go ahead, Casey. Kid Manning joined. Thanks, kid. The high in Michigan today is going to be 53. It's 38 right now. Burr. And that's probably the only downside to being really cold that I don't like is not being able to go outside and stay outside and do stuff. I mean, you can, but I was outside on a man cave that says DavesShop. Oh, that's funny. I got one of those little security cameras that you can mount, and it's magnetized. You have to recharge it, but I put it out by the door, and because for some reason, certain times of the year, especially in the spring, we have just, oh my God, every night, 2 or 3 people knocking on the door, trying to sell you something. That's funny. Fancy. Did everyone thank God today? I do. Because without him, we don't have anything. I sure do, Casey. 65 degrees Fahrenheit in Melbourne. Well, that's not bad. That's pretty. Is that John? Is 55 in Melbourne? Is that the low for the morning, and then it's going to get warmer from there? So we're going into winter. Is Australia? Aren't they just the opposite? Or is it like springtime there, or not necessarily? Or do they follow the same pattern as the U.S.? Mid-spring. Okay. All right. That's what I thought. Morning, Kim. How you doing? Kim has joined us on YouTube. She just hadn't woke up, got her coffee yet. Yeah, sorry, Kim. My knee had a little knee accident yesterday, so I wasn't able to do the live yesterday, but I'm back. It's gonna be okay, right, man? You know, that's you know, yeah, you're right. You're right, Casey. There you go. Yep. You know, I always say if you wake up and you're on this side of the dirt, you're probably going to have a good day, even on your worst days. For sure. Absolutely. So, Kim, we were talking about Halloween and all the trick or treaters that are out. Kim? Are you a Halloween person? Do you like to dress up and go to Halloween parties and stuff, or have all the little kids coming by ringing your doorbell? We'll wait and see what she says. She may not be quite awake yet. I'll let you know what her answer is. Wow. Yeah, Casey, didn't you say, doesn't Leah go to work early in the morning, like 4:30 or so? I tell you, that's not to get off on politics, but that's one of the things that really, really just gets my blood boiling is that these politicians shut down the government, but they make sure they get paid, but they're not paying our military, and they're not paying, employees who are forced to work with no pay. I mean, and hopefully they get their back pay, but I mean, is that what do you just write your mortgage company a piece of paper, U.S. government shut down, so you're going to have to wait for your mortgage payment? I don't think it works like that. It changed. She works 2 hour days. Okay. Does her schedule like rotate, or is it like that all the time? Three. Wow. And then works a 12-hour day. That's tough. That's a lot of hours. I hope she gets paid by the hour. All the time from now on. There's a lot of people that wouldn't work like that. They just they wouldn't do it. They'd say it's too tough, too rough, too tough. So my oldest granddaughter's going for a new job interview today. She kind of, I think if I hadn't told you, she is I was just making sure my mic's on. Let's see what she said. Good morning. Nope, not a Halloween person, but she does participate in the office trunk or treat deal. Got to head to the office. Nice to meet you, Matt. You too. Come back and see us. We do this Monday through Friday, 5:45 a.m. Come hang out with us, have some coffee, start your day. There's quite a few of us that this is kind of our regular gig in the morning. And sorry for the noise, but my youngest granddaughter had to head out to work. But back to my story. My oldest granddaughter she's going to school for a criminal psychology degree. And today, so she's been working at a company called Emler Swim School, and she's like their administrative person and front desk person. And she's been there for a little over a year, but they don't give her enough hours, and so she's looking for something where she can work full time, and she's still going to school too, but she seems to think she can manage a full-time job and that. And I'm like, hey, whatever. You're young. You can, you got lots of energy. So she's going for an interview, and she told me where she was going, and it's to a school where she's going to be working. If she gets the job, she'll be working with, what was I going to say? Handicapped kids that are either Down syndrome or on the spectrum, as a caseworker for them. So, and apparently she has to get licensed. So if they hire her, then she'll go through a training process where she'll actually be licensed by the state. So I just thought that was, being around her, she does babysit, but she ain't crazy about watching little kids, or they all seem to be attracted to her, but I just didn't think that was the path she's going down. But yeah, she seems to be pretty excited about it. So her interview's today at 9 a.m. And so keep your fingers crossed, add her to the prayer list, and we'll see how it turns out. If it turns out she doesn't get hired there, she does have a job. So it's always, what do they say? It's always easier to find a job if you got a job. Sandra, thank you. Bob the Snake 4. Wow. There's 4 of you? Thanks for stopping in, Bob. That's a unique name. David Kirby. Hey, David. David and David. Oh. It's jumped on over here. Yeah. Okay, that does. Yeah, I'm not, Ed, I'm not so y'all want to see something my wife got me, thought was just hilarious. You ready? Ready for it? The Grinch. Can you believe that? Me, the Grinch? My daughter and wife cackled and laughed and carried on because they got me. They want me to hang it on the wall back there. Should I? Or should I just? No, I'm going to hang it up. I like to hang it all up because, you never know. How would you like to have that? He's the Grinch. You can tell you're loved when you get one of these. I thought it was funny. So I guess my question is, are you the Grinch in your house? Oh, that's just too funny. Are they? Oh, thanks. Thanks, Ed. Oh, I mean, it's just those things like that are funny to me. Hey, Lynn, thank you for joining this morning. So yeah, it's Friday. I'm always happy when it's Friday. Birthday year. Bob, your birthday year or mine? If you're asking about mine, I was born in 1959. As my grandkids call me, I'm old. At least that's what they keep saying. Oh, yours. You were born in 49? You're just a youngster. Well, thank you for joining. Always like it. I mean, think about that. Bob the Snake 49. I mean, Bob the Snake. Would you think that Bob's a snake? Bob, that's great. Thank you for joining us for Morning Coffee Talk. I appreciate that. You were born in 49, so that makes you, and I can say this since you told us here on the live that you were what year you were born. You're 76 years old, and you're using technology to be here on the live. I mean, think about that, guys. 76. That's great. I love it. I love it when I see people that are my age or older and they're using technology and they're not afraid to get out there and do their thing. Because at 76, I've known some 86-year-olds that were sharp as a tack, and then I've met other people that were my age, mid 60s, and not doing well. So, like, if you're 76 and you're doing well, and you can still take care of yourself, thank the Lord every day for those. Because Ed said a while back that it's kind of stuck with me, that he was talking about how many hours are in. Help me out here, Ed. Was it hours in a week or a year? Anyway, we all have a certain number of days that we're here on this earth. And so his point was that you need to live every day, because we don't know when our last day will be here. So, Bob, congratulations, 76 years. You have a personal invite. Come join us every morning, Monday through Friday. If you're awake, take the dog. Dude, that's good. Ed goes on a walk every day too. He's been doing it. He's on a quest to go 365 days straight, minutes in the day, 1,440 minutes every day. Go check out, Bob, go check out Ed's page, Ed Blonsky. He does that walk every day. He's on YouTube and TikTok. He also has a podcast called Reflection. This is his 5th season. And if you like podcasts, you can pick him up on Spotify or Apple, either one. And you can search just Ed Blonsky Reflection, and it'll pull up his stuff. So he's got some really interesting guests there. Today's number 304. 304 today. How about that, guys? 304 days. Think about the commitment that it takes to do something, whatever you're committing to. Can you imagine committing to do something every day for 365 days and following through with that, and how hard that is? I mean, can you imagine? I mean, there were times when it was, he had to walk on a treadmill because it was too cold. It was 20 below outside. He couldn't go outside to do his walk. So think about that. What kind of commitment and stick-to-itiveness it takes to do something every day for 365 days. I mean, we don't even put our pants on probably 365 days straight, because if you're sick, you might not get out of bed. So, yeah, congratulations, Ed. I know you're going to make it. I think everybody go check it out. He posts those on TikTok and YouTube, so you can do both there. Dee Dee just joined. Good morning, Dee Dee. How you doing this morning? Bright and early on Friday. It's Halloween. We have had no ghost join the live this morning at all. She's on TikTok. And Instagram too. I left out Instagram. I post stuff on Instagram too, and I just never have got much traction off of that. I don't know why. Jenna has an interview today. I forgot the name of the company, but it's close by here too. Yeah. Piper just joined. Hey, Piper, how you doing? Piper, tell us, what is your Halloween costume going to be today? I don't think I don't, for me, I don't dress up. And how I'm just not crazy. My wife has an old picture when I was way younger where I dressed up like a devil. And it is so, she breaks it out every now and then and just cackles. Look how stupid you looked. Yeah. Does your wife ever make you do stuff like that and then take a picture of you, and then you go, where'd you get that? And they pull it out, in the most inappropriate. You in a group. How are you? Let me show you. Let me show you this picture. Check that out. And it's usually something that I did in a weekend state, or a goofy picture. She made me dress up. I think that was the last Halloween costume party we went to. I was dressed up as the devil, and I didn't want to go, best of my memory, but guess what? I ended up going. So the things that you do for your wife sometimes. Navarro, thank you. Appreciate it. I've been growing it since I was 11. Really, I have. I'm not kidding. I used to have a real thick head of hair too. I mean, super thick. And being out in the sun, it kind of all fell out. I'm not sure what happened to it. So, yeah. So you can grow up. I tell Jenna, she gets the job in this. I know you have, Kim. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that she was interested in that, but like, hey, whatever. I well, and we've talked about this a lot. When your kids get out of high school, the stuff that's pumped in them at the high school level, go to college, go to college, go to college. You got to go to college. They don't ever tell them about how much it costs to go to college. Not that I think that I think getting your education is good, but that's not the only avenue in life. And she's chose to do college, maybe not as traditional as some people. She does it all online. It's kind of self-paced, and the main reason she's doing that is because it's a lot more affordable, and she can get the same degree as she could if she went to a state university. So that's what she's doing. And it gives her a lot more free time to be able to still hold down a full-time job. So that's good too. Yeah. But kids don't know what they want to do. I mean, I've had so many different jobs in my lifetime, and I didn't think I'd be doing this or working in technology, or a lot of the jobs I've had. I never thought that those would be the kind of jobs I did. So yeah, and I've had a few. I think the first year Donna and I were married, she was a little worried. I think I had like 7 different jobs the first year we were married. That just goes to prove when you're 18, you don't know what you want to do or what direction you want to go. So, and I'm sure that hasn't affected anybody on this line of that stash. Thanks, Navarro. I appreciate the compliment. Matt joined. Good morning, everybody. What time is it? Let's see. Oh, it's really, I don't have to rush this morning because I get to work from home today. Yep. I'll probably start my day sitting in the recliner with an ice pack on. Oh, it hurts to laugh. Oh, that's funny. Well, like I said, it's Halloween and it's Friday. And, if you live where there's a lot of kids, you'll have some trick-or-treaters. Remember, I'm in pain. I know. Oh, says is it just your leg, Casey, that's in pain? Is it like an ache in pain? Maybe you have growing pains. Maybe you're growing. I'm going to turn off the lights tonight. Yeah. That's kind of how we do it here too. I know. Kim works with special needs and has for many, many years. So that's what she does too. And she's offered to tell Jenna to give her a call if she needs some insight. Huh. How about that? How about that? Oh, sorry. Let me get this. I had to let TikTok know I wasn't a bot. I guess that's why they do that. JWLS for joining. Good morning. How you doing this morning? It's Halloween. Halloween. We talked about this morning. Let's see, was there something else I was going to share with you? Okay, so this time of year, it's Halloween and then Thanksgiving. Does everybody like pumpkin spice, whatever? You know, the big thing this time of year for coffee drinkers is it's pumpkin spice. Does everybody drink pumpkin spice or like pumpkin spice coffee? Yes, no, maybe. I like that. Proud lib. Proud lib, thank you for joining this morning. I appreciate it. I like that handle. You know, I was going to tell y'all a story real quick. So the other night I was I was flipping through TikTok and this guy comes on and he's live and he's a musician and he's playing some country music, which, you know, I like that. I'm always amazed by people who have that talent to play music, but to play music and sing. And so I'm listening to him and you know, pretty good. You know, he does some covers and then he starts to do some of his original songs. And in the discussion between his songs, he's talking about how he's moved to Texas from Colorado. He's down south, close to San Antonio, New Braunfels area. And he's trying to get a band started since he moved to Texas. And, you know, even without a band, just, you know, going out and he has to solicit, you know, places that will pay him to come play for entertainment. I mean, to me, I thought, wow, that's a tough way to make a living if you think about it. You got to go around to, I mean, I was looking at his schedule. He's got like, he does have published music on Spotify and stuff. So, I mean, I don't know how easy it is to get that, but he does have music that's published out there. But, you know, he's playing in all real small venues in places that, you know, like a vineyard and a restaurant for an hour. Or, you know, I guess you have to take whatever you can get being a musician like that. But in the conversation, he's talking to somebody that's online watching him that he needs a logo and that he had been quoted, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000 for a logo. And I was like, wow, that seems like a lot of money for a logo. And especially for, you know, if you're big time like George Strait or something like that, you can afford to pay whatever you want to pay for your logo. And I'd been listening to him and I'd commented on some of his music and I just mentioned, you know, hey, you could save some money. You could probably create your logo with AI. And I told him, I said, that's what I did because I'm cheap and I'm not going to pay somebody $1,500 to make a logo. Now, I'm not saying my logo is the best created or not, but with AI, you can do a lot of stuff and do it with the free version. Tree Hugger Gina, good morning. Thank you for joining this morning. And so I'm listening to music. I said, I think I'm gonna go over there and just whip him up an example. So about 5 minutes later, there you go, and I sent it to him, and I messaged him. I said, here's something that you could start off with, and so he looks at it, and of course I had like a character of him in the logo, and he's like, I really like the logo. He said, he didn't want a character of himself as part of the logo. I was like, okay. So I made him like 3 or 4 other logos and sent them to the guy. He ended up following me, and I'm following him too. But I thought I made him some pretty good looking ones. I don't know which one he's going to pick. He was worried about having to pay for them, and they're all free. So anyway, a little story out. He seemed like a pretty nice guy. I invited him to our morning coffee talk. I don't know that he'll ever join, but we're messaged a few times back and forth. So anyway, we'll see which one he likes. I gave him 3 or 4 examples, and he can always take those, upload them to AI, and make any changes he wants to them. But if you're looking for a logo and didn't know, Google Gemini is part of Google's platform, and I've used GPT chat, but it doesn't do as quick and fast a job. If you're looking to make yourself a logo or a little icon to use for social media, something, a little more than just your initial, go to Gemini and just tell it what you want. You can upload an old picture and say, hey, make it look like this, or you don't have to upload anything. You can talk to it, or you can, type out what you want it to do, and you can keep changing it. It'll give you an idea. And if you don't like that, then change it again. So everybody, to me, that's a good thing that AI can do for us, or help you with if you're interested. So I thought I'd share that with everybody. Kronk over at X is similar. Yeah. Kronk. Really? Huh. That's another platform. I post on it, and it's just, I can't keep up with all the platforms for social media. So what I've been trying to do is just concentrate on TikTok and YouTube, and trust me, just those 2 alone. And of course, I do some Amazon affiliate stuff. So all of those will keep you really busy. Anyway, guys, it is 6:49. Thank you for joining me here Friday on Morning Coffee Talk. I really appreciate all the support. If you haven't joined the fan club, send me one of those little heart me icons, and that automatically adds you to the fan club. There's no cost. I mean, I don't know what, it's a point, I think, for the little heart. So if you want to join the fan club, please do. Other than that, it's free, other than you have to just send that little heart thing. But that adds you to the fan club. And I always like to go see who, I'm trying to build that for some reason. I don't know why, but I just like to see some, who comes on a regular basis. Morning from Arkansas. Hey, Joe. I didn't mean, sorry, I missed you. Chuck Bailey just joined. JWLS joined. Elon Musk AI. Yeah. Joe, where are you from in Arkansas? I love Arkansas. I've been there a few times. Hot Springs. If you like to go to the horse races, anybody, I'd recommend Hot Springs. There's stuff to do there. They actually have kind of, I don't remember the name of the street, but there's the main street there in Hot Springs, and they've got all kinds of stuff to see. And then we have our rice farmer there in Arkansas. He's always busy. I guess he's out sowing. Hey, good morning, Joe. Good morning. Rogers, okay. He's born and raised in Hot Springs. Rogers is a nice place too. I just like that area of the country. It's really there's some pretty countryside. People are all. I've never met anybody in Arkansas that wasn't very pleasant and outgoing. Nice. Kathy Macon joined. Good morning. Good morning. You're about to go to school? Heart Lily. Well, Heart Lily, guess what? It's Halloween. So be good in school today. I don't know how old you are, maybe high school, or maybe you're going to college. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Have a good day. Thank you for joining us this morning. So, Hartley, let me ask you this question: do you like Halloween? Do you dress up and go to the parties, and do you like giving out candy to the little kids? Or Kathy Macon joined. Good morning, Green Machine 7. Thank you for joining this morning. Oh. Yeah, I'm going over, but that's fine. Like I said, I don't have to actually drive to work. I just 2 steps, and it's Friday, and it's Halloween Friday. Spooky. So, Joe, what's the temp in Rogers, Arkansas today? Good morning. Joe followed. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Joe, we're here Monday through Friday, 5:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. Come join us. Have coffee. We just, nothing special here. We just like to visit and get the day started off right. We talk about everything from sports to life to religion, and every now and then a little bit of politics. Stevens Bernie. I get close to the screen. It's 38. Wow, it's a little chilly there. I don't know. I didn't watch the weather this morning. I mean, it doesn't feel super cold outside, but I want to say it's probably in the 50s here this morning. Stephanie, or excuse me, why do I always do that? Well, they're gone now. UNC gone. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yes, pumpkin spice creamer in the coffee, but only October and November. Okay. So I don't like pumpkin pie, but I do like pumpkin muffins, pumpkin cookie. My wife makes these pumpkin cookies with cranberries in them. Woo! Man, they are delicious. Like I said, pumpkin muffins I like, pumpkin bread I like all that other stuff with pumpkin. I don't drink pumpkin or any flavor in my coffee any time of the year, but I don't like pumpkin pie, and I get grief over it every year at this time. You don't like pumpkin pie? What's wrong with you? So here's there's 2 things I don't like. I don't like pumpkin pie, and I don't like chicken and dumplings. And when you live in the South, if you don't like chicken and dumplings, I mean, that's like, they want to drop the hammer on you if you don't like chicken and dumplings. But I don't. I try. I'll eat them, but I don't. They're not my favorite meal. It's flannel shirt day. Yeah, you see, I I got my long sleeves on today too. 07 Darlene joined. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Yeah. But everybody else in my family likes the pumpkin creamer too. They love it. It's just not for me. I'm plain. Or as my grandkids say sometimes, you're boring. Joe, I'm in just north of Austin, Texas, Central Texas here, in a town called Pflugerville. And if you can spell Pflugerville correctly, I would say you'd win $1,000, but I can't do that. So but anyway, I'm between a rock and a weird place. That's a sign I have. I want to get that sign and put it on my wall. Where are you from? I'm somewhere in between a rock and a weird place. And where that comes from, so that I can elaborate on that, is weird place being Austin and the rock being Round Rock. So they came up with, and this town is in between both of them. So they call it, in between a rock and a weird place. I don't know. I didn't come up with that. That's somebody else's saying, but I find it comical sometimes. Really? Communion wafers that are pumpkin spice? Those might be pretty good because, usually those wafers don't really have much taste to them. They're just kind of like a dry cracker piece of bread or something. Yeah. Huh. Pumpkin spice. I bet. Yeah. Those might be a hit during communion, pumpkin spice. That's crazy. What did Kim say? Nope. Kim's not a fan at all. She's not a pumpkin spice person. It's the thing is that what you find, or what I see a lot of times, is if you like pumpkin spice, you really like it, or not at all. You don't hear very many people in between say, yeah, well, I can have a little, but no, they either really like it or they don't. Now I do like Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know if everybody's close to the Dunkin' Donuts, but they make a cake donut that's like pumpkin spice cake donut. Really good. And I do like donuts. I try to stay away from them, but I really do like them, especially cake donuts. I like blueberry, and they make chocolate. Here and so if you're not from this part of the country and you ever come to this part of the country, you need to go to Round Rock Donuts. They've been on TV and they're nationally acclaimed donuts. You can search them up on Google, but they've been here. Well, they were here before I moved here, and I was a kid when I moved here. So that tell you how long they've been in business. A long time. But you can get a Texas-sized donut at Round Rock Donuts. It's probably like, I don't know, weighs probably 5 pounds. Feed 25 people. It's huge. It's huge. I'll have to get a picture and show you those. I'll have to remember. I don't know if I ought to get a dozen, but then all that would do is I'd open up the box of donuts and I'd be like, oh man, you got to be kidding me. He's not going to eat those donuts while he's doing the live. I wouldn't do that to you. Kay is a butterfly. Thank you for joining this morning. I appreciate it. Ken Scott joined. That's great. But yeah, if you ever come to this part of the country, Round Rock Donuts, Google them. You'll, I don't know if there's any photos and stuff posted about it, but they've been here a long time and they're really popular. And they have really good donuts, but they have good cake donuts. And, I can go in there and just like go hog wild. They have like a spice donut, chocolate, blueberry, and this time of year they have like a pumpkin spice one that they make. They make a chocolate chip one that's pretty good. So if you like cake donuts, and what I find is most people who like to drink coffee on a regular basis like cake donuts because they go so well together. Everybody give me an amen for that one. Joy. Jessica Jones, join the live. Thank you, Jessica. Good morning. Morning, everybody. So it's Friday. It's Halloween day. Normally I cut the live off at 6:45, but guess what? I am working from home today, so I don't have to rush. How about that? Somehow I started this, so might as well go ahead. Boom. Joe, I would like, I told the doctor I broke my arm in 2 places. He told me to quit going to those places. Oh, okay, now Joe's already telling jokes, dude. Oh, that's too funny. That is funny. That's crazy. Gotta love technology. You do. That's for sure. It thought that was that was funny. I'm gonna have to use your joke, Joe. Broke my arm in 2 places. Doctor said don't go to those places anymore. Oh, there you go. That's great. So I hate that. See, how do I? There you go. Joe, can you hear me now? I know you can hear me. I thought maybe I could hear you, but I don't know if it's because I have my mic on or what. Huh. John can hear you, and he's all the way in Australia. How about that? Well, I can't hear him. I'm going to unplug my mic here to this phone, see if I can hear you better. There you go. I can, yeah, it was my microphone plugged in. Once I unplug that, I can actually hear you.
I felt like the commercial. Can you hear me now?
That's funny.
Well, was that a Verizon commercial?
Yeah, exactly.
My grandpa told me one time, he said my grandma's cooking got so bad that the flies took up a collection to get the screen door fixed.
Oh, that's too funny.
Well, one time I said, Grandpa, what's the quickest way to the lake? He said, you driving or walking? I said, I'm driving. He said, that's the quickest way.
Oh, that is too funny. That is too funny.
Little Johnny, he's at his school dance.
Mm-hmm.
On his grandpa's farm.
Mm-hmm.
He was injured. He was injured, and he ended up with a wood eye. And he's at his school dance, and his buddy comes up and says, "Little Johnny, how come you're not out there dancing?" Little Johnny says, "I don't want nobody to make fun of my wood eye." And he says, "Well, you see little Susie over there? She's got a wooden leg." would you like to dance? And little Susie says, oh, would I?
And he called her Peg Leg, Peg Leg.
No, he said, screw you, Susie.
Oh, that's too funny. That
Hey,
is.
you know where you take someone that's been injured in a peekaboo accident
No.
to the ICU?
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Joe will be here all week. Steak and wine on everybody.
Yeah.
That's great, Joe. Thank you. Thank you for engaging. I always like that. I hope everybody that's Avocado. Al's joined. Hey Al, how's it going, buddy?
This cowboy, he's out riding on the range, and he's wanted. He's the outlaw.
Mm-hmm.
And the Indians catch him, and they take him back to their tribe. And the chief comes in. He says, I'm going to give you 3 days to live. On the 3rd day, I'm going to kill you. But each day, I'm going to grant you 1 wish. And he says, what do you want today? Cowboy says, I want to talk to my horse. Horse comes in. The cowboy whispers something in his ears. Horse runs off and brings back a beautiful blonde. And she just lets him have his way. And the next day, Chief comes in. He says, what do you want today? Cowboy says, I want to talk to my horse again. Horse comes in. He whispers something in his ears. Horse runs off and brings back a beautiful redhead. And Chief is confused at this point, and he just lets him have his way. And on the 3rd day, Chief comes in and says, what do you want today? Because I'm going to kill you today. Cowboy says, I want to talk to my horse 1 last time. Horse comes in, he grabs him by both ears and says, posse, damn it, posse. Get it?
Yeah, I do. Hey guys, it's 7:08. Gotta end the live, but thank you everybody for joining this morning and engaging. Everybody have a wonderful Halloween night. Turn your lights off if you don't want the kids coming up for candy. Leave your lights on and go outside and interact with all your neighbors. If you do want to do that, that'll be fun.
I live in the woods.
You live in the woods, so there's no kids coming there for candy.
No, I'm 20 miles from town, and I get an electric fence and a German Shepherd. So,
well, there you go. That stops all of that foolishness.
right.
So everybody have a great Friday. I've got to go do what I do to pay the mortgage. Thank you again for joining me live here this Friday morning. And we'll be back on Monday. Let me see here. Yep, Monday, 5:45. I don't have to be at the doctor till 9:45. So we'll do morning coffee talk on Monday. And then on Tuesday, you'll get a full report. Hope everybody has a great, wonderful weekend. And again, thank you for all the support. If you want, join the fan club. Send me the little heart thing. I don't know how to do it on what you can do if you want to do anything on YouTube is give me a follow, like, share, invite your friends. And until next time, have a great, wonderful day.